pick.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken. Into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Rich Walsh alongside Paul Zeise, and we're taking your phone calls tonight. 412-575-2600 is the number on the Bordas and Bordas hotline. You can always hit me up on Twitter at Richie Walsh. And one of the top topics tonight, Brian Reynolds and what he's been able to do with the Pirates right now. And just think, he shouldn't even be here this year, and maybe not even would have been here next year. And he's hitting 360 plus, 362. He hasn't qualified because he doesn't have enough at bats right now. Cody Bellinger is the leading batter has the highest average in the National League. But Brian Reynolds would have the highest average in the National League at 362. Cody Bellinger is around 359-ish, Paul. But, you know, it's just, when you look at all the injuries really helped a guy like Brian Reynolds because he was fifth, sixth, seventh option. You know, Lonnie Chisenhall, Corey Dickerson, they had Jason Martin up here before him. So it was like out of absolute necessity that he was here. He was a non-roster invitee at spring training. I didn't even interview the guy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah.
And the Pirates got lucky from the standpoint of they had enough things go wrong that they had to bring him up. And once he brought him up, he's made his case, you know, for how you know, they can say whatever they want to say. They had no idea he'd be this good. No idea when they got him in a trade, because there's no way San Francisco would have traded him if they thought he was going to be this good. Sometimes you get lucky, you know, and again, you just named, if Lonnie Chisenhall and Corey Dickerson don't get hurt, we're not talking about this kid.
Or Starling Marte.
Yeah, I mean, if all three of those guys stay healthy, we're not talking about this guy. Or if the Martin kid comes up and produces, we're not talking about this kid at all. So, you know, it happens. But, you know, the thing I like is he got an opportunity. He's obviously taken advantage of it.
Yeah, and you know, I'm trying to look back that the last rookie or guy that they brought up actually starred for them. Austin Meadows did it last year, but they kind of nixed that and sent him down. You could maybe make a case for Garrett Cole when he came up late, but not too many rookies. You see that on other teams, but not so much with the Pirates.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. It's, you know, they probably need to learn from this, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
And I think if you look at their team right now, Josh Bell they have for another, 3 years, I think, or 4 years or something like that.
That's got to be their window, 3 years, I think, after this year.
They've got Reynolds, obviously, who's a rookie. They've obviously got Kevin Newman is a guy that has proven he can hit. I still think that Adam Frazier is a better hitter than he's shown. I think he's going through a bad season. But they've got some good little good pieces to try and build on, but they need more. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing with this team is, are they ever going to have enough of these kind of guys compiled all at the same time? Because you look at what they're going to do. They're probably going to trade Dickerson, right? They're probably going to trade Marte. So those are two, you know, guys that –
Melky.
And well, Melky I think they'll keep. I really think they'll
keep.
Why? You're right. That's the thing. If they don't get closer to, you know, contention –
Yeah.
Well, because you can't trade everybody. And if you're going to trade Marte and Dickerson, you're getting a lot of money off your books. You need to have at least, you know.
Do you expect Melky to sign with them next year?
No.
So get rid of him.
I would, but the problem is if you do that, who's your outfield now?
Just call people up from
Reynolds,
AAA and Double A even. I mean, look at what Reynolds doing. He was 3 for 4 yesterday.
Martin is not a legitimate option. I don't believe he's an everyday guy. You know,
but if you're only talking about a couple months when a team is completely out of it.
Here's what I would listen to. Here's what I would listen to. You know, because they threw him out in the outfield now in Indianapolis, or I think he's in Altoona still, wherever he is, that Will Craig.
Okay.
Put him in the outfield. If you have Reynolds, Craig, and Polanco for the rest of the year, I might listen to that, just to see what you got.
But what does it matter even? And that's where I'm coming from. What does it matter who you have out there? If you're out of it at the trade deadline, if you're 12, 10, whatever games out of it, under 500, you have no shot, just trade everyone. Bring up your single-A team and finish last. Get a good draft pick. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, then, if you're doing that, you're committing to a 100% full rebuild. And maybe your fans go for it. But the problem is, you know, and I think people don't really consider this, it's now 4 years since they, you know, and if Neil Huntington's going to say, okay, we're going to make another full rebuild, right?
Yeah, or retool.
Or whatever. Well, if you're doing what you're talking about doing, it's a rebuild, right? if you're going to do that, now you're talking about 3 more years before you might have a chance, or 2 or 3 more years before you might have a chance. And you know what? Now you're talking about 6 or 7 years in between since your playoff. I don't know, at that point, what is your fan base going to be?
Well,
what is your credibility going to be?
Paul, what I'm saying is maybe it's a rebuild, but you don't need Melky Cabrera. I mean, if you're trading away Starling Marte, he's going to be the only guy that you're really going to count on next year, because a guy like Corey Dickerson, he's only on a 1-year deal, and you have Brian Reynolds. Melky serves no purpose other than to win a few games down the stretch. That's not going to help you. I'm not saying.
But I think you have to have a certain number of major league players on your roster. I mean, if you're going to go down the stretch, I don't think the Pirates want to be a 60-win team.
But if they are a 60-win team, they'll get a top 5 draft pick and actually draft someone that can help them.
That can help them 5 years from now or 6 years from now. I think the reality is, they're going to try and maintain some semblance of a competitive team. And I think to do that, you keep a guy like Melky Cabrera. You're not paying him that much money. Put him in right field every night. You got, then you've got basically, or put him in left, I guess, and put Reynolds in well, you don't want Melky in right. That's the problem. Is you'd have to put Polanco in left, which is a disaster. But the reality is, I mean, if you trade away every guy, I don't know what you're going to have.
I'm not saying trade away every guy.
Well,
but I'm saying that you maybe get rid of pieces like Melky. And I want to talk more about this when we come back. I want to go through the roster with you, Paul, and with you guys out there. So give us a call, 412-575-2600, and see what the best scenario is for the Pirates. Who should they trade away? Who can keep around? Because I'm not saying a complete rebuild. I'm saying a minor rebuild, because you got to win while Josh Bell is here, because he's going to be gone in 4 years. All right, we're taking a break. Back in a couple minutes.
Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.